Spread the word. Another award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed edition of the Tony Basilio Show is coming up next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com or on your smartphone or tablet. Another thrilling, chilling, and sometimes spilling edition of the Basilio Show is on the way next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Tony B breaking it down scientifically with you. Boy, we have a lot to talk about today. So it's barbecue edition. Welcome to my cookout. Welcome to my cookout. So when you call in today, I want you to tell us what you're eating, how you're eating, what you're putting on your burger. Jim Rob, shout out to you. Happy 4th to you. Back to our phones. Happy 4th to you. All the folks that are going to gather. And so there we go. I'm fired up, folks, and prepared today. Hughie's going to jump in. We're going to talk about some of the changes the NCAA is talking about. And then also with him, we're going to get into, well, some of the kickball last night. Matt, did you watch kickball last night? Yes or no?
Yes, I did. I did watch it.
What did you?
It was nice.
What did you? Boring, entertaining. What'd you think of it?
Entertaining. Probably more for the wrong reasons. With a goal getting disallowed, a red card, and just a really odd sequence there. But the U.S. won, and that's really all that matters. So. Are all these offside calls? Is this normal for soccer to have all this, or are they doing something different? So that's a normal thing, because it feels like I've seen more goals called off than I've seen actual goals in this thing.
Here's what they're doing now, man.
Not good for the sport, I don't think.
Well, you're going to love this because you hate replay like I do. What they're doing is they used to put the flag up and call offsides. Now they let the play all the way out, and if the goal's scored but they think it's offsides, they put offsides. Why? Because then they go to replay, and you get your false hopes up. You think they scored a goal when it was an offside the whole time. But they do it because they're now officiating to replay. I don't know what the equivalent to that would be in basketball. If you guys could think of one, or in football, but we let the play out, and then we're going to go look at replay and see whether or not it was offside. So everybody in the stadium celebrating. Then all of a sudden the flag goes up. So now you got a thing in soccer where when they score a goal, you want to celebrate, but immediately you look over there at the linesman with the flag, and you say, okay, what's he going to call? And so it's ridiculous, but it's a really good catch by you, because that's what's going on in this World Cup. That's the change they've made with the VAR. Everybody now is officiating to replay. And Matt, it's stupid. Yes or no? It's stupid, right? But that's the only way they can do it, because otherwise they use that. And if you'll notice last night, a couple of those offside calls were literally the size of a matchbook is how offsides Balabon was on a couple of them, Matt. Or I guess one time it was Pulisic was offside, but it's so close. These calls are so close.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just over officiating. And I mean, you want to get calls right, and there are rules for a reason, but some of that stuff is just way too ticky-tack and how they go about it. And like, it's just odd that there's so many offsides. And then there's the goalie interference in the Germany game that basically knocked Germany out of the deal. It just for a casual fan like me who only watches the thing every 4 years, it's just not, it's really hard to get into and understand what's going on.
And that's why we're here. Couple other odds and ends. Adidas has tweeted out a promo with Peyton Manning and several Tennessee players. The gear looks great. Adidas's website already has some gear on sale. That's from Muletown, who I think is a good source. So I'll take Muletown's word for it. Of course, I'm on vacation hanging out with Familia. I just walked in the park. It is 93 degrees where I am already. It is going to 99 today. Closer to the city, in the city proper in Philly, it's going to be 103 today. I'd say it's warm here. And we have an air quality alert on top of that for people like me. My nose looks like Mr. Snuffleupagus from Sesame Street. Could be a problem, could be an issue for me. But here we are. No show tomorrow. We're in, so this is our barbecue today. I will ask Matt Dixon. Matt, what are you having on your burger right now? It looks pretty good. And I see you're drinking a Dos Equis, so you're staying brand loyal. And Matt also has a high noon in his hand, as we'll go to our high noon hotline and bring Hughie in on the other side. But Matt, what's on your hamburger today? What do you got on your burger, buddy?
Yeah, it's our Simpsons meat hamburger with some American cheese on it, ketchup, mustard, a little bit of mayonnaise, and then maybe some onions and a little bit of lettuce.
Wow. Now, here's the other question, right? How do you cook your hamburger? You like it medium? You like it well done? Are you like me? Are you a hockey puck guy? You like it rare? How do you cook a hamburger, Matt?
A hamburger, probably medium. Yeah, medium. I'd not overcooked, but so I'd probably get rid of all the pink. But medium rare for a steak, though. But yeah, probably medium for a hamburger.
Everything I eat has to be literally ready for NHL use. Steak has to be a hockey puck. Hamburger has to be a hockey puck. I like chicken blackened. Everything that I eat has to be a hockey puck. So that's just me. But Brian, I want to look at your hamburger later on. In the meantime, a couple other things, odds and ends that I'm going to ask Hughie about. So ESPN has a story they've written, and shout out to Nick Jackson for this. I appreciate you guys doing this. What do you make, Matt, of the ESPN story that Tennessee has the second most experienced roster in terms of overall starts in the Southeastern Conference this year? Matt Dixon, does that surprise you? He said that seems like a great stat to me. Thoughts on it?
Yeah, it certainly can't hurt, especially along the lines of scrimmage, which you are on the offensive line for sure. You might lead the country in returning starts. No, I think it's probably a good thing to have. Obviously, the most important position, you don't have experience there, which is the kind of wrinkle in it. But no, I think overall it's a really good thing to have. And from where Tennessee is as a program, they went heavy high school recruiting the last couple of years.
Yep.
As opposed to being in the portal. So you have to have this retention and be in the spot they're in. So you've kind of built a little bit towards this with how you've approached, roster construction the last few years.
Well, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. And I do want to say that next week on the show, we have confirmed probably top of the week, or maybe closer to the middle of the week. But I was talking about this yesterday. We're going to have James Clausen on. Look, it's the 5th anniversary. 5 years ago, Tennessee got the jump on everybody. I mean, they got the jump. I want him to tell that story. And then I also want to ask him about just some of the other odds and ends and ins and outs of the NIL. Now, I can't get too in the weeds with him, but there's a really interesting article. It's either at On3 or The Athletic. It all runs together for me. And listen to the way I just said on. See, Brian, see what happens to me when I come here? What happens to me, Bri? Did you hear that in my voice, Bri? 1-3. Did you hear that, Bri? Did you hear what just happened to me? Did you hear that, Bri? 1-3. I had a good stiff cup of coffee this morning.
I just want water.
And some water. Hey, check this out. The thing about Tennessee's roster is, and Matt's right, it's really curious why they didn't go get a veteran quarterback when you have all your starters returning on your offensive line. I will bet you this is the last time Josh Heupel ever does that. If these two guys, if one of these two guys can play, fine. Then you have a quarterback. This is the last time they ever go into a season. If this guy stays here another 5 years or 2 years, whatever it is, this guy will never get caught like this again. There's no reason when you have your offensive line intact not to have a veteran quarterback. Makes no sense in this era. But the thing with James Clausen, the thing that's interesting is they said in there, in the story I saw, high school recruits that used to cost $100,000 are now costing $400,000, $500,000. Now, just a quick question for you, and then we'll bring and the Hugies will come in on the other side. But just as an aside, why in the world would I spend, Matt, that kind of money on an 18-year-old kid who's not going to see the field for 2 years in college football? Because the real good ones, like the Sanders kid, I'm already going to pay him. Sanders is like, to me, Matt, Sanders is like I consider him, those 5-star guys that play right away, they're just like transfers. You know what you're getting with those guys. You pretty much know what you're getting with those guys. Why, Matt, would you spend $500,000 on a high school kid? It makes no sense. 0 cents.
At and especially at like a developmental position, like along the lines of scrimmage.
Exactly.
Unless, like you said, a David Sanders, one of these can't miss guys, but there's maybe 3 to 5 of those a year.
Yep.
So it's not like there's a lot of those. So yeah, you obviously pay for those guys, but it is interesting because you have all these highly ranked recruits. They have to go somewhere, and if the teams at the top of the sport are investing in the portal, then there's a trickle down effect, and those guys have to end up somewhere. But yeah, it's investing in high school kids for 2 or 3 years down the road is, you better make sure you have the right players that are going to be bought in and see the thing through, because it's hard to project ahead in this era.
I would love the money for coaching in this era. I would hate everything else about it. Nick Jackson said everybody bowed down to Snetti for having underrated, very experienced guys on his championship team, and said we should have done the same. Maybe we did. Hey, Nick, you're right. They got some experienced guys from Penn State, no question about it, which drives up that number. Of course, the Coleman kid wasn't one of them, but the other guys they got from Penn State are veteran players that they're going to plug in, that are good football players, by the way. This Norman kid's an experienced kid who they love from Tulane. And they've had success in the portal with experienced guys. And so my glass is half full from that perspective. I told George Plaster the other day, and I've told some other people in appearances I've done, if I trusted our quarterback spot, I would think Tennessee would have a shot at making a playoff this year. But when you have a true freshman you're going to throw out there at quarterback, which is what I think inevitably is going to happen, I can't say that out loud and just, and be serious about it. But it's fun to consider. It's an interesting thing to ponder. I'll ask Hughie his thoughts on it. And Matt, we're getting some blowback on Manning for appearing in the jersey that he appeared in. Coastal Vol said Benedict Manning in the new Adidas commercial wearing the correct orange is nice to see. Too bad he won't be in it for the Texas game. Matt, are these people kidding me? And then somebody came behind him and said, yeah, if that was his son, sure. But his nephew? Again, I'm going to make my point very clear. I went and hung out with my great-nephew yesterday and went to his birthday, went to a lunch, which is why I got cut off driving down Route 52 yesterday while I was doing the show. And, yeah, that was me. You passed in the car if you passed me. Let me tell you something. Family is first, then my teams. Eagles, Flyers, Phillies, Vols. Okay? Family first. I'm sorry. I didn't do it. Now, some of you say that a nephew is not family. Okay. A nephew's family to me. A niece is family to me. I'm sorry. I didn't do it. But Dave in Ackworth says the offsides call equals the goaltending call in basketball. Hey, Brian Hartman, before we get Hughie in on the other side, I want your thoughts. Was that a proper use of replay last night, throwing Balaban out of that game and thus the next game, which really affects the next game with Belgium, who are lucky to be there?
Just more overreach by unnecessary use of VAR. I wonder how many of those things you could go back if you had VAR down through the years and find fouls that you could have given red cards for, and how many goals could have been disallowed if you used VAR all that time. It needs to be done away with.
That's why I hate replay.
It's just all soccer's the worst with it.
Hate replay. Hate it. You can't have
that kind of effect. You've got a tournament on your own soil.
Yep.
Once in a lifetime, you cannot take the best player off the team, one of the team. You just cannot do that. Unless it's something very egregious, and that's not egregious enough. That was an accident.
I looked at an excellent footy site today, They showed Balabon stepping on the guy's ankle and Messi stepping on a guy's ankle. Same exact play, same exact angle, same exact part of the foot, same exact thing. One of those guys got thrown out of the game and a red card. The other one of those guys didn't even get a yellow card. Huh. Gee, I wonder. So you're telling me there's a star system in world soccer? It's not just the sports we follow. And I'll say to you, you damn straight. You damn tootin'. By the way, Bri, thank you for Jaylen Brown. Thank you for Balagun. I know, Celtic Drew. I know. It's just I like saying Balabun. I like saying it my way. So you're just going to live with it, sheep. Just relax. Josh E-Boy's Parlay said Messi gets away with it because he's the GOAT. Hey, this Balagun guy, you better get his name right. Say the name, big boy, and get it right. This guy's not bad. He's one of the premier players in this tournament. I'll tell you that right now. He's one of the premier He's one of the premier players in that tournament. Go. All right, we come back on the other side. We are we're very next level. It's unbelievable. We continue. Pretty next level. Hughie joins on the other side, and it's a good thing because I'm at the Wawa and nature's calling. Matt, who says that on the air besides me, that nature's calling? Does anybody else admit that, Matt, besides me? Because it's calling.
No, you're one of one in that aspect.
All right. And Matt, because his hamburger's not well done, doesn't have to worry about me taking a bite of it during the break. Because I ain't eating some half-cooked hamburger. No offense to him. I don't want something that bites back on me or gets blood on my chin. You know what I'm saying? As we continue with more right after this.
Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire. He doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he definitely prefers Dos Equis. That's right. The most interesting man in the world has returned, and he's more interesting than ever before. His phone is addicted to him. All of his teeth, all are wisdom teeth. So raise a Dos Equis to the man, the myth, the legend. And remember, stay thirsty, my friends. Dos Equis, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Baseball fans, it's time to step up to the plate. Look your best. Get some new Tennessee gear from Alumni Hall. Alumni Hall has the best selection. Top brands for you to choose from this season. Look, it's nice and warm outside. So get into any of their 6 air-conditioned East Tennessee locations. Shop online, download the app, grab your Tennessee baseball jersey, your hat, your decal, maybe a t-shirt, and they have so much more. Earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Go Vols and shop Alumni Hall, your ultimate Tennessee shopping destination. Touch them all with Alumni Hall. When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio Show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law. Fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
With Gary Sturm. He's with Mortgage Investors Group, making our community a better place every day. Gary, you've been at it 32 years, man.
Yes, Tony, I've been at Mortgage Investors Group for 32 years. We've known each other since, back in the 80s, right?
And we've gotten to know each other recently as our family has gotten involved with another mortgage. Through that whole process, you were a prince, just like Jeker. When he called you at 3 o'clock in the morning after a Tennessee loss, you've been giving your phone number out for a couple decades. And why is that, Gary?
This is the biggest financial decision you're ever going to make. You don't want to trust somebody online, some 800 number. You want to call somebody like myself that's going to give you my number, and you can call me anytime. I'm there to help you. I'm here to help you and your family, and I appreciate that. I appreciate your trust in me. You can call me anytime. You can be like Jeker and call me at 2 a.m. and complain about the balls just like he did. I'd rather you call me about a mortgage, but that's okay. If you want to cry about the balls, we can do that too. I'm a ball at heart. You know that. And if you want to come in and meet with me face-to-face, I'm here. If you want to do it online, I'm here. That's fine. If you're curious if you can qualify to buy a house, people know the housing market's tough. That's what I'm here for. There's no obligation. You can call me anytime. I get you pre-qualified. Or maybe you've got a mortgage and you're thinking about refinancing. Maybe you want to shorten the term. Maybe you want to go to a 15-year. Who knows? But again, that's what I'm here for. It's what I've been here for 32 years. My number is 865-660-2648. It's 865-660-2648.
Gary Sturm at Mortgage Investors Group, going to take great care of you.
Got a plumbing or HVAC problem at home? Whether it's an AC that won't cool, a furnace acting up, a clogged drain, or a water heater problem, Pipe Wrench Home Services is ready to help. Right now, get 15% off any HVAC or plumbing repair when you schedule service with Pipe Wrench Home Services. Our licensed technicians are equipped to diagnose the issue, explain your options, and get the repair done right the first time. Don't let a small problem turn into a major headache. That strange noise from your air conditioner, the water heater that's not keeping up, or the drain that keeps backing up won't fix itself. The longer you wait, the bigger the problem can become. At Pipe Wrench Home Services, we make repairs simple with friendly technicians and fast, reliable service that you can count on. We'll arrive ready to identify the problem and get your home back to normal as quickly as possible. Take advantage of 15% off any HVAC or plumbing repair and schedule your appointment today at pipewrench.com. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free. Restrictions may apply. Eligible for repairs up to $5,000. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Hey, it's Alex Madera, Utility with your Knoxville Smokies. The stadium is transformed into Knox Vegas, and it's Thirsty Thursday. Half off draft beers. Hope to see you tonight at the ballpark.
Thirsty Thursday, Knox Vegas. Fireworks this weekend. I mean, you got to be kidding me. SmokiesBaseball.com. Get your tickets. Get out there. Support those lads. It's a beautiful thing. In a beautiful ballpark where they're going to take incredible care of you. Speaking of ballparks, Mike Huguenin now joins. He's presented by our friends at Gouffon Moving and Storage. Shout out to Tom. Shout out to Taylor. Hey, Hughie, I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm up here for a few weeks visiting family, et cetera, et cetera. It is in the ballpark today, okay, in Philly. It's going to be 101 degrees today, Hughie. The feels like temperature is going to be 117 degrees. They've got a noon first pitch, Hughie. What would I have to pay you to go sit in the stands today for that, Hughie, at your age?
Oh, thanks. A couple $1,000 I might do.
Thank
it.
you.
That's brutal. It's going to be like it's 92 here today. Humidity's in the 70s, so it's bad. But it feels like is only around 100, but 117 to watch a day baseball game. At least the Phillies are playing well. So, because the Braves are being reeled back in, but no, that kind of heat is ridiculous.
Hughie appears today on the High Noon Hotline, presented by our friends at High Noon. There's a flavor you'll love. I'll tell you more about it here momentarily. Hughie, there's too much. And Matt Dixon brought this up earlier, and you're with Matt today instead of Bino. You will find on this Thursday that when Matt interacts with you, the level of how do I say this gently around, because Bino's listening. The level of discourse will be, shall we say, more highbrow, more intelligent. No offense to Bino, who's listening, but who is literally a complete simpleton. But I love him. So Matt asked, why in the sport of soccer, he doesn't really look at it, but he is for the World Cup, and he watched last night's game. Why are they letting these plays go and then blowing off sides? Because he's noticed that they've had several goals called back in various games. And this is a change they've made because now they're reffing to the VAR. They're letting the play out so they can go back and look at it on replay. Hughie, is there too much replay in sports now?
Yeah, I think it's the pendulum has swung. It was necessary / needed / wanted, but now I think it's a little bit overboard. The end of college basketball games is the worst. But the VAR, some of the stuff during the World Cup that they've used VAR for, you're like, are you seeing the same thing that everybody else is seeing? And I think the answer is no. But no, I think every game is. I think every game is officiated differently than it was 30 years ago because of the pervasiveness of replay. I think there are refs that are afraid to make a mistake. There are refs who are like, okay, if I miss this replay, we'll get it or whatever. But I think it has changed the way that games have been officiated, and not necessarily for the better.
Yeah, it's like Brian said last night, that Malagun, that call on him, going back and use it, that's awful. That's the guy last night literally lost control of that match is what happened. Like they should SEC commissioner should find that guy's coordinates, Hughie, and put him in the SEC because he lost total control of that match last night.
Yeah, and it appeared that the after it was like the football equivalent of buzzing down and saying you need to look at this again because the ref, he didn't even put a yellow card up, and then VAR gets involved, and then he looks at the replay and then says, okay, yeah, it's a red card. And you're like, wait a second here, you went from no foul at all or a minor foul to red card. So that's just a little bit ridiculous,
especially when Messi got away with the same thing. And look, it was incidental. I mean, if you dive at somebody's, and we all know what a red card, people that watch a sport know what it looks like. When you attempt to injure somebody or you tackle somebody from behind, which means to those that don't watch a sport, I don't mean tackle as in a football tackle. I mean, you get down on the ground and you try to play the ball, but you get the legs, especially if you're not parallel to the player. If you come from behind and it's a dangerous play and you could injure somebody, this is an incidental. I stepped on your foot.
Yeah,
you can't call a red, and this guy's going to miss the next match, and he's probably their most important player.
Certainly most important offensive player. But, yeah, and then yesterday, I think it was the England game, Harry Kane, it sure looked like the goalie, or not it was the goalie. It looked like the goalie sort of caused him to fly through the air. And nope, that's not a foul at all. And you're like, wait, that makes no sense. He was in the goal box and they took him down. And this one was at midfield where they were both scrapping for the ball. And yeah, it is bizarre, some of the stuff that VAR has come up with in this World Cup.
So I was trying to explain to like the non-soccer person, right? Letting a play out and it's a goal, and then calling it back due to offsides is akin to what, Hughie, in the sports we watch? I couldn't come up with an example. What's it akin to?
I don't know. That's an interesting, but I think there are plays in basketball and football where you hear the color analysts say, I'm glad he didn't blow the whistle there. He knew it'd be on replay, that kind of stuff. But I think the flag goes up, but I think play just keeps going on. So, offside to me is, I've argued with people. I think if a team wants to keep a player in their offensive zone the whole game, isn't that a strategy? And so let them do it. I don't. Soccer's got some arcane rules, just like hockey does. But what it is a sort of off. I still think of it as a niche sport. I know people who are big soccer fans get offended by that, but I will say the World Cup has been incredible, and watching France play is incredible. They remind me of the Showtime Lakers because they flow up and down offensively so well. But there's a lot of weird stuff that goes on in soccer that I try to read up on it. I talk to people who know it better than me, and they try to explain it. And you say that makes no sense, and they're like, "Well, that's the soccer rule, like it's written in the Bible or something." I don't know. It's just very bizarre.
Brian Hartman, our baseball buddy Darren wants to know if you can define offsides for him. Would you care to take a crack at that? Offsides in soccer, Bri.
You can't have an offensive player position behind the last defender or ahead of the last defender
when the ball is kicked.
Yes,
to him.
Yeah, the goalie doesn't count, but he can't be past the last defender.
Yep, and what you'll see defenders do is they see where that last attacker is it's called an offsides trap. So as the ball's being played, they move up.
Oh yeah, and
it's and to Hughie's point, you would think that in that game you would want that guy to get behind him. It's got to be very difficult, even though these guys have played as much as they've played. It's very difficult to stay onside because instinctively your body wants to go forward. You want to go to the open field, but you have to constantly watch where that last defender is and stay behind them or time your run perfectly. Like last night, the first goal that was called back on the U.S., the run is timed perfectly, but he's a shade, just a tick early. And in real time, it looked like he was onside. And that's why I think when they use the replay, it's kind of ridiculous because you almost have to pull a slide rule out to see whether or not they're onside. I don't even know how they see it in replay. But I know one thing, Hughie, they don't do in our sports like it has to be clear and convincing evidence. They overrule things all the time in that deal that are caught on the field.
Yeah, and the offside thing, you're right. There was one the other day. I guess this is a phrase that soccer aficionados use. He was a toenail past the line, and you saw it on the replay. You couldn't tell, and then they show that they superimpose some kind of it's almost like a GPS thing, and you're like, oh my God, the tip of the shoe was over. Like, come on. And at that point, you sort of, just like replay in football and basketball, at what point are you like, let's get, we're not robots here. Let's let some of this stuff slide. So, but it is hard to be an attacker in soccer because, the defenders are crafty and they, like you said, they move up. And again, it's almost like they don't want goals scored, but whatever.
the great Mike Huguenin joining, presented by our friends at Gouffon Moving and Storage. Gouffon Moving and Storage setting the standard since the late 1800s. It's a fifth-generation family. It's the longest-owned moving company in the history of the United States of America. I want you to ponder that for a second. It's a locally owned company. They will move you locally. They will move you intrastate. They will move you internationally. They have the technology. They will rebuild you faster, stronger, better. The Bionic Man. Shout out to Lee Majors, who named himself after Johnny Majors because he came from right over the border in Kentucky, and he was a big Tennessee fan. In the meantime, Hughie, I want you to chime in on, because you have a Florida Gator background. Peyton Manning has come out and said that when Texas and Tennessee play, he is always for Tennessee, always. But he'll be rooting for the Texas Longhorns that day. And it has some of the people in our fan base completely urinated off. Me, I've said if my family is on the field, I'm rooting for my family. My family is going to come first. I have people telling me, including the great Matt Dixon, that a nephew should not count. A brother or sister, sure. A father, a mother, sure. But a nephew is not family enough. You should cheer for your team against your nephew or your niece. Where would Mike Huguenin come down on this discussion?
I'm cheering for my nephew. Maybe it's one thing if your family's estranged or something. And I'm not saying that Matt Dixon's estranged from his family because I've never met the guy, but I don't see how Tennessee fans can get that upset about Peyton Manning saying, I want my nephew's team to beat my team. Because I think that, family, it does matter. So, not surprised. I would think that Peyton, if wherever he sits that game, I'm thinking he does not want to show up on the camera. That's for sure.
Matt, do you believe that the cameras will find Peyton Manning that day because of what he said? And is it? Some people are saying it's a PR misstep that Manning said it. If he had to do it over again, he probably wouldn't have said it the way he phrased it, which is probably true.
Maybe. I mean, the cameras are always going to find them, and that'll be a big storyline that in the build up to that game. So you might as well just approach it head on from his perspective, and I mean, nobody's questioning his love for the University of Tennessee and the fan base and what all he does for the university. So it's just, it is what it is.
I agree with you.
It's not a big deal to me, honestly. It doesn't
listen
matter
to this.
To me.
Listen to the living listener. I hope you people don't make total asses of yourself toward him over this. Okay? This guy has represented that school with as much class on the world stage as you could find. He's been a terrific ambassador. I hope you morons give this guy a mulligan, you mouth breathers, you twidiots. Some of you are absolutely deplorable. If you go after this guy on social media over this and rip him, don't show your ass, okay? That's what I'm asking you here. Is that okay, Matt, for me to say that to this fan base? Is that okay? Because I'm being serious here. I'm not playing. I'm being serious. Is that okay, Matt, to say that out loud?
No, I think you can say you're a little aggressive, but no, I kind of agree with you.
Hughie, do you find that to be an aggressive? This guy has earned the right to say, I'm going to cheer for my nephew, and he wants to cheer for his nephew. There's nothing wrong with that, is there, Hughie?
I don't think so, but you're probably right in terms of if he was. I guess he was asked the question, "Who are you cheering for?" Tennessee, Texas, and he said, and then like you said, in retrospect, he's probably thinking I should have said something totally innocuous, and not come out and said it. But he did say it. So if you're a Vol fan who's mad at Peyton Manning because he's cheering for his nephew, take a step back, man. And I would just say, that's his choice. That's fine. And when we beat Texas, it'll be that much sweeter. And at least Peyton will be happy that Texas lost in that game or whatever. But I think, maybe cousin I would draw the line there, I think, but nephew, no, I would cheer for my nephew, my niece. My sister is a Florida grad. My brother-in-law is a Florida State grad. I speak nicely around him about Florida State, but as soon as I walk away, I'm like, you sort of, you laugh and stuff, but you gotta keep it in the house in terms of family.
Well, like my buddy Rob's son's going to play for Florida this year. I've never cheered for Florida in my life. If that kid starts at quarterback, I'll root for him to throw for 1,000,000 yards every game he plays. Now, I'm not going to root for him against the Vols, but it's going to be really weird for me to root for this kid to do well. It's going to feel very odd, but the guy's my friend. I mean, I saw that kid when he was 5 years old, for crying out loud. So let's go back here. Hughie, somebody said that they ought to take what they do in the World Cup, which is let it play out. Cat Be Me over here on YouTube says it's how they ought to officiate fumbles in college football. In other words, you don't even make a call. Because now in college football, they're going to officiate to the call 99 times out of 100. So if you have a bang play, you just use the replay and you get the call right. Do you agree or disagree with that?
Yeah, I think that does happen sometimes. If it's a weird quarterback sack situation, you'll see somebody will throw a beanbag down, but they don't throw a flag or anything like that or blow the play dead, and then later on they come back and re-officiate it. But I think that does happen in college and pro football on those kind of bang plays where the ball where it's potentially a fumble or something of that nature. But and that doesn't bother me because you're right. I mean, in that situation, the idea that you have instant replay to save you, that to me is a positive. So, but I think everybody agrees that games have far too many replays. Soccer, some of the stuff that has been called by VAR is puzzling. Officiating is harder and harder as everything becomes more and more technical. So, because I think there are people out there who are afraid to be overturned or whatever, and that's a problem that I think football and basketball and even baseball now with the robot umps, that's something that's going to have to be. I don't know how you fix that though. So that's going to be because it's human nature not to want to be overturned, but that's going to be. Again, I think it's harder and harder to be a referee / official these days.
Hey, Matt Dixon, last night I'm watching the Phillies and Pirates, before the World Cup started. And I'm up here, I'm hanging out with my brother. I'm watching more Phillies baseball than I have all year. He's sweating it every night, every inning. But anyway, God bless him. Hey, Matt, the Phillies have a hitter hitting who's up from the minor leagues. The guy's hitting 185, okay? This guy couldn't break a pane of glass if you gave him 5 baseballs and he threw them up and hit them. But the Pirates, early in his count, early in the game, burned a challenge on a guy hitting 185, and it was wrong. Later in the at-bat, the umpire blew a strike that was right down the middle, but they couldn't gamble because you only get 2 VAR replays. I kind of like what Major League Baseball's done, where you only get 2 per game, and you have to get them right. Otherwise, you lose them. I kind of like it, Matt. I know you watch the Major League game a little bit. I think college ball ought to go to something like that, Matt. I think that's a good use of replay because it doesn't get too obnoxious, and it adds a little strategy because you have to pick and choose when you use the replay. What do you think, Matt?
No, I agree. I like how it's kind of become a play of itself when you do the replay in baseball, and it's very quick. So you don't have to.
Very quick.
And the strategy part of it, yeah, I kind of like it. We saw it in the SEC tournament in Hoover. They did it, and I thought it worked pretty well. So, yeah, I like how baseball's implemented it. And it's not just, you don't just do it throughout games. You have, just a few to use. So I like how it's done out. Yeah, it works.
Hughie, what do you think of the way Major League Baseball is used? Because I think that's actually a decent use of replay because they only give you a finite amount. Now, if you could challenge all day long, it would make the sport stupid. But that's pretty well thought out, what baseball is doing right now.
Okay, my caveat would be I have not watched an inning of baseball this year. That is one sport that I have totally lost interest in. Now, I am a Giants fan, and perhaps that's a reason I haven't watched any because I don't get them on TV. But I think the idea, and from what I watch of college baseball, those umps on the whole are mediocre at best. But evidently, I've asked around about this. They think it's too expensive to have that kind of technology in college baseball. Now, obviously, if you're an SEC team, it would not be that problematic. But if you're Cleveland State, if you're Illinois Chicago, if you're Tennessee Tech, that becomes problematic. But and I think college baseball doesn't want to say, okay, the leagues that can afford it can have it, and the leagues that can't afford it, too bad, you go without. But that you would think that would be something that the NCAA. I don't know how much these contraptions cost or the technology costs or whatever, but it is unfortunate that a sport that is in dire need of something like that does not have it.
Hughie, Nick Jackson's reporting that ESPN's reporting that Tennessee has the second most number of starts, the second most experienced roster when it comes to starters, projected starters in the Southeastern Conference. Do you have an opinion on that? And should that bolster the hopes of Tennessee fans that they've got some experience, including an offensive line that's intact? What do you say to that?
I'm a big believer in returning starts along the offensive line and at quarterback. I don't think it's as big a deal at wide receiver or running back on offense or tight end on offense. Defensively, I think the same thing goes, defensive backs and defensive line. But I think the one thing that if you're a Tennessee fan, you're excited about that, our offensive line is veteran. We should be able to run the ball, and that will help because our quarterback has zero experience. So there's if Tennessee had Aguilar back, along with all those offensive linemen back, I think this is going to be interesting. But inexperienced quarterbacks, I think, are a gigantic problem.
It's pretty accurate. I mean, it's pretty true. Like, if the Vols would have gone and gotten just a hand at quarterback, which is what Aguilar is, just a hand, like a hired hand, just a pretty good player, they would have a shot at a playoff in the league this year. The league is so weird when you look at it, because I go, who's great? And even the ones that are projected to be great, like Texas, I'm not sure if I'm buying that. I don't know. It's a weird year, man.
Texas's offensive line is not experienced. All new running backs. Now, they went out and paid a lot of money for those dudes, but Georgia's got Stockton back with their receiving core. They're counting on a Georgia Tech transfer to be the number one go-to guy. LSU, who knows what they're going to be, how healthy is Levitt going to be. Texas A&M has Marcel Reed plateaued or not. Plus, they have an all-new offensive line, or a mostly new offensive line. So you're right. I mean, if you have an established quarterback, and that's why I think if you're Georgia and you're Texas, you're feeling good because, hey, we got starting quarterbacks back. As uneven as Manning played last year, he's still talented and got better as the season went on. But this is a year in the SEC. Chambliss is back at Ole Miss, but what are they going to be like without Kiffin and without Charlie Weiss Jr.? So there is a lot of questions in the SEC. I think if Tennessee had a established starter at quarterback with that offensive line, that would be it. My expectations would be higher if I'm a Vol fan if that was the case.
Yeah, look, I say I said in a radio appearance recently, I can't with a straight face think that the Vols are a contender for a playoff spot with their quarterback situation. I just can't do that. I don't think that's an honest position to take. But if you had experience at quarterback, I think you could make the, like you just said, somebody just said in here, hey, I've got a weird feeling Tennessee wins on September 26th with Texas. Listen, I think anything in this league this year, I think anything is possible. I think it's going to be a crazy, wacky, wild, insane, unpredictable college football season in this SEC that we're about to see.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the case. I think nationwide, the same. Okay, Ohio State's got Sand back, and they got Jeremiah Smith next. Smith's the best player in the country, most talented player in the country. But they also lost a ton of defensive guys. Their receiving core, who's going to step up to be the number 2 guy for Smith? So there's still some questions about Ohio State. Indiana's got a new quarterback. Yes, Oregon returns Dante Moore. They're going to have good offensive line and defensive line play. But is Oregon – I think people still have concerns about Oregon. Are they truly as tough as they need to be? And my answer to that is no. The ACC has one team, Miami. Hired hand quarterback in Mensa. They certainly have the Tony kid's phenomenal receiver. They got a nice group of running backs. They lost 3 starting offensive linemen. They lost 3 starting defensive linemen. So what's Miami going to be like? The Big 12 looks like a gigantic mess because the best team would have been Texas Tech, but now they don't have a quarterback who's healthy. So there's going to be a lot of, I think, questions and concerns nationwide. And that feeds into the storylines in the SEC. Even the supposed quote unquote excellent looking teams on paper still have some concerns. So which does make things interesting.
Here's something really worth looking into, Hughie and Matt. Music City Sam is reporting over on YouTube that the offensive lines that Tennessee will play this year on average return 25% of their snaps from last season. And that, I'm telling you, that experienced offensive line, Matt, that's a big deal for Tennessee. Like if Faison Brandon can kind of play, Matt, I mean, you could see them getting into playoff contention, which is a ridiculous thing to say, by the way, when you have a true freshman quarterback playing that kind of schedule. But when you have that offensive line, Matt, it gives you a puncher's chance.
Yeah, you can really lean on them, kind of like 24 you did with Dylan Sampson when you had Nico out there who struggled. So, yeah, you've got a solid running game with Deshaun Bishop, who's kind of been a workhorse. Probably need a number 2 guy. But, yeah, you can lean on that offensive line and your running game as you grow your quarterback throughout your season. So yeah, it's a major help and a huge advantage. Probably Tennessee's biggest advantage going into the season.
You know what's weird, Hughie, is that I have no idea literally what's going to happen in the league this year. I don't know how these people in the off season fill their time with, all these predictions and, right. You used to be in the annual business where you're writing all this stuff. How do you do and scope a team right now or do like the Phil Steele thing? How do you do that in this day and age of change?
Yeah, that's the key. That's the all the change. I mean, in the old days, 10 years ago, look, Team X has 3 starting offensive linemen back, 2 guys who started 8 games between them, a junior college guy that was a junior college All-American as a backup, and 3 guys who are 4th-year juniors who are going to provide really good backup play. But now it's like they got this transfer from a G5 school. They got an FCS All-American playing offensive line. Yeah, it's a totally different situation. And think about last year, Ole Miss. Okay, the starting quarterback was going to be Simmons. He gets hurt. oh my God, they got to go to a Division II guy. Oh, they're doomed. And then Trinidad Chambliss plays out of his mind and leads them to the semifinals of the college football playoff. Because no one knew how good Trinidad Chambliss was going to be. I don't care what Kiffin says. The dude played at Ferris State. Come on. So this era is a heck of a lot different in terms of putting together your roster and knowing what you can count on. And one other thing about Tennessee, if you're allowed to, if you can rely on the running game, and if the quarterback throws a nice deep ball, that to me, with Heupel's offense, you're not, yes, you throw short passes and stuff, but if you're running the ball 65% of the time and 35% of the time you're throwing it, or 60-40, but included in those 40% are 3 pass plays that go for 50+ yards, your offense is fine.
Yeah, look, and it's a million degrees outside, and I'm talking myself into this right now. But maybe we're not talking ourselves into it. Maybe, Hughie, somebody just asked, are you saying again, are we expecting the Big Ten to be the cream of the crop in this deal again? Is that going to happen again? Because who knows? Nobody knows. But what's your answer to that? What are your expectations?
I think Ohio State on paper is the best team. Indiana's got the best coach. I think Michigan upgraded at coach. Penn State, I'm not sure what they're going to be. Thing is, I don't think anybody but Ohio State from that league can win the national title. I got a couple of questions about Indiana, though. Cignetti, I think, deserves the benefit of the doubt. So, but again, Miami is head and shoulders above everybody else in the ACC. The Big 12 is a gigantic mess, I think, and a mess in a good way because it's going to be wild. But yeah, and the SEC, I mean, maybe this is the year the SEC gets back on top. But again, every team's got questions. I just think Ohio State has the fewest. But that's another team that Ryan Day, Kurt Cignetti is a better coach than Ryan Day. If Kurt Cignetti was the Ohio State coach, I'd have zero qualms about picking them to win it all. I think Ryan Day is a high-level coach. I don't think he's elite. I know he won a national title. So did Larry Coker and Gene Chizik. And I'm not saying that Ryan Day is in that class, but Ryan Day every year seems to tighten up at inopportune times. So, I think there's a better chance for an SEC team to win it all this year than there was last year.
Hughie, your mover of the week, presented by our friends at Gufon Moving and Storage. Hit it.
ACC, the league as a whole. They announced their basketball schedule.
Okay.
North Carolina and North Carolina State have played twice for longer than I've been alive. Twice every season. They used to play 3 times a year in the late 60s and early 70s because they had a in-state tournament, Duke, Wake, North Carolina, and NC State, and then they played again during their conference regular season. This year, the ACC, in its infinite wisdom, has North Carolina and NC State, which are 20 miles apart, playing once. They're actually playing a non-conference game so they can play twice this season. If, you get the fact that the ACC has, just so North Carolina can play Stanford and Cal, they're not going to play NC State twice in conference play. That to me is, I don't want to say it's a tragedy, but it's beyond embarrassing for the league when North Carolina and North Carolina State play once in basketball.
Matt Dixon, they call that progress, Matt. What do you call that?
The ACC, the coast to coast thing is just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's just so stupid.
It's an abomination.
That league, everything about it's just so screwed up.
You know what they ought to call that thing? The Coast Conference. We got teams on both coasts, not the Atlantic coast, or like the ACPC. Remember how they used to have the ACEC back in the day, Hughie? They had to call that thing the ACPC. It's the most idiotic.
It was the ECAC. But you're right.
ECAC. Yeah. Thank you, Hughie. Thank you.
But
see, we're old enough to remember that. The ECAC game of the week, and you could see like St. Bonaventure and LaSalle in one game and then an ACC game in the second. It was a Saturday afternoon, and kids, you had to be there. And we also remember the Mizlou Network with the ISO light. Those that know. Those that don't. And I've got WFL football somewhere in my collection, some WFL games. And by the way, Hughie, today I am wearing a Jacksonville Bulls football shirt that Doug and Jaxie got me at a thrift store in Jacksonville. I'm wearing a 40-year-old T-shirt today, Hughie. What do you think that thing smells like?
Yeah, that was the Jacksonville Bulls, quarterback by Buck Bellew.
Thank you very little.
Yeah. So, and no joke, they were horrible. So.
Hughie! Hughie, you're the man. All right, Hughie, you've come to my barbecue. You've got your hamburger in your hand. What do you put on a hamburger, Hughie, at a barbecue? Lay it on me.
Cheese, onion, lettuce, tomato, mustard.
And how are we cooking our hamburger, Hughie, as I'm over the grill right now? And trust me, it's hotter than hell here. So what am I putting on Hughie's hamburger?
It's medium rare.
What?
Medium rare with cheese. Yeah.
So that's like, when you bite into that, does it bite back?
No, it's red, man. You want it red. You want it a little bit messy.
Oh, Laura, close your ears. Tony Basilio, close your ears. Hughie, I'm going to have a stomach ache later thinking about you.
Wait, so why would you cook hamburger differently than you would cook a steak?
I cook a hamburger like a hockey puck. I want that thing unrecognizable.
That's nasty.
Hughie, you're my man. I love you. I appreciate you. Happy 4th to you. Happy 250 America. Good talking to you, Hughie.
All right. Talk to you next week. Thanks, man.
So, Hoosier-Vol Rise, right? Hoosier-Vol Ryan is right. Hey, Matt, I could literally walk outside here in Pennsylvania today. I'm going to tell you something about Pennsylvania. Me and my brother were talking about this. We grew up in a house without air conditioning. Everybody in my neighborhood had it. My mother was dead set against it. My dad used to tell us it was all in our head. There were nights, Brian, we would go to sleep in our house where it was a low of 88 here. My brother today went outside at 5 a.m. and it was 86 degrees already. Okay? Like, it gets really hot here in the summer. That's a real misnomer. This place has extreme seasons. Like, it gets extremely cold in the winter and it snows. It gets really hot in the summer and really humid. And today, not only is it going to be 99 here, but there's an air quality alert, which for people like me, like the allergy people, it's a bad, bad day. Now, I walked 3 miles in the morning, came home and did a sinus rinse and got all that stuff out of my nose. I don't want to get too graphic, but I grew up, Brian, without air conditioning. You gonna tell me in the summer how hard it was to sleep when it's a low of like 88 degrees, Bri, and the fan's blowing on you? And I slept upstairs in our house.
So you're ready to move to Europe?
Oh,
some say.
Exactly. And I'm convinced right now, Matt, I've got a black car here. If I put some meat out there on my car right now, Matt, in the noonday sun, I'm convinced I could cook a hamburger out there. I might just try it. Later on. If I did that, Matt, and made a YouTube video out of it and ate a hamburger, would people look at it? Could I do some karma farming or content farming?
Don't think you could get it to be a hockey puck, but you could certainly probably get it medium rare like Yugi likes it. But the hockey puck probably couldn't do that on the car, but maybe you might come close.
Smokey Vol, what day are you going to a Phillies game, Tony? I am not. Phillies are on the road next week. I'll probably be leaving end of next week. Although I might, I don't know. I might stay up here for a month, you know? Laura's like, I'm like, sweetie, how you doing? She's, you know, I hear it in her voice. Never been better. You like it, Matt? 35 years of me, Matt. She's been stuck with me for 2 years. I haven't left for 2 years. How happy do you think she is, Matt, like at night when she's drinking her wine in there and it's nice and quiet?
Oh, it's a great vacation for her.
No guitar, no idle chatter, no me on the phone digging on people and getting the latest gossip or whatever. We're going to come back on the other side. You're going to come to the barbecue. I want to hear what you put on a hamburger. I want to hear what your favorite barbecue treat is. Are you a s'mores person? Because I'm a burn it all the way guy. Like Saturday, my sister's having a barbecue. It's going to be nice here. It's going to only be 96 that day. She's grilling out. Her husband makes the most incredible chicken I've ever had. He won't give me the recipe. His barbecue chicken, okay, is undamn real. Okay? I'll have 20 pieces of that. He does something with the spice. I don't know how he does it. It's incredible. He could enter competitions with it. I'm way late for a timeout. We come back on the other side. Want to hear from you. Does Nick Jackson's comment, the fact that Tennessee's so experienced, give you hope on this July day? Do you like what you see? I'm going to ask Matt this. Do you like what you see over at Adidas.com where they're featuring the Vols on the front page, on the home page, during the world's most popular sporting event, which Adidas is really what they're called. Adidas is big into the world's game, but they're featuring the Tennessee Volunteers. So as people click on Adidas around the world today, the Tennessee Volunteers, Danny White, good job by you, are front and center. Good job by Danny White. So we continue with more on the other side. Happy birthday, America, after this.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Tona B, inviting you to experience the Collins Insurance difference. And what's that? How about multiple top carriers that you can trust? Like Erie, they underwrite our entire Rainier studio and everything around it. Travelers, Hartford, Hanover, Progressive. We do what's right because we care. In today's technology-driven world, maintaining the human touch, Bruce Springsteen, is one of our main focuses. We deliver the best customer service humanly possible. We give you someone that you can actually call or sit in front of. Imagine that. No call centers here. Experience the Collins Insurance difference. Check them out at collinsinsurantetn.com, and they're Mrs. B approved. Collins Insurance. TB with a few serious questions. You feeling tired? Foggy, you gaining weight, or you just don't feel like yourself anymore? Hormone therapy is finally becoming mainstream, but it's truly something my man, Dr. Tom Rogers, has been doing for over 20 years. Dr. Rogers at Performance Medicine wants you to feel your best, and he treats both males and females. So guys, we can do this as a family. At Performance Medicine, hormone therapy is personalized to you. If you're dealing with hot flashes or mood swings or low energy, decreased libido, fatigue, muscle loss, stubborn weight gain, it might be time to find out what your body really needs. No shame in this game. You can do something about all the above. Performance Medicine offers customized hormone treatment plans based on comprehensive lab testing with options like pellets, creams, patches, oral medications, and injections. The goal is simple. Help you feel like yourself again. Next level. Make your life better. Take it to the higher plane. Visit performancemedicine.net. Schedule your consultation today. You'll feel your best with Performance Medicine.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition, top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got two locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org. And both locations, we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree-cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw, available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. Like our 2026 football Vols, score a T3 TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times. 80 proof of vodka delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3 TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3 TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's Premium Vodka, T3, Tennessee's Premium Vodka, distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee. TB here for Cedar Bluff Plumbing, a live and local company that's been serving our area for over 32 years and counting because every customer counts, and I mean no job is too small. Cedar Bluff Plumbing just voted #1 by City View Magazine because multiple plumbing experts are on call to serve all your plumbing needs. Chances are there'll be a plumber in your area when you call, and they won't send some salesman to your house. You're going to get a high-character, trustworthy, highly trained plumber who will serve you, not like some of these guys that look like they came off the set of America's Most Wanted. Cedar Bluff Plumbing is Basilio tested and approved and will go the extra mile for you because Chucky Mack is a servant of the people and my consigliere to the throne, celebrating over 32 years of serving living volunteers. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Call 588-4448. That's 588-4448. Cedar Bluff Plumbing.
Nothing makes you realize how much you rely on your air conditioner like a scorching hot day in East Tennessee. You want more than a technician. You want someone you can trust. Schedule Pipe Wrench's $79 AC tune-up now because the heat is here. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune your HVAC system to help it run efficiently and reliably while reducing the risk of breakdowns when you need it most. And while we're there, we can also recommend ways to improve your indoor air quality for cleaner, healthier air throughout your home. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when comfort matters most. Schedule your $79 AC tune-up today at pipewrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer valid on standard systems only. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Yeah, I want to shout out my friends at Pipe Wrench. It's smoking hot outside. And there are going to be some systems breaking. That's a rough deal, man. As I welcome you back, 865-200-5402. My man, Boy Billy, is going to jump in with us now as we open it up. And I want to welcome him to our barbecue. Boy, Billy, looks great. Looks like you got a High Noon in your hand. I want to shout out my friends at High Noon. On the High Noon hotline, it was where Hughie appeared. High Noon hard seltzer made with real vodka, real fruit juice, only 100 calories, no sugar added. Make it a part of your holiday this weekend and all summer long. Black cherry and pineapple is a great way to go. 14 flavors. That's as many bad takes as you'll hear from me, maybe in a show. If you're in the mood for a kick, try their vodka iced tea, 6 refreshing flavors, including green tea, half and half. If you're adventurous, High Noon tequila seltzer, 6 refreshing flavors, including blood orange. And today there won't be a High Noon overtime because I got to pick my brother up. My special needs brother, Steve. And, man, we got a whole bunch of things planned today. But let's bring the great Boy Billy in without further ado. Boy Billy, welcome in.
Hey, Tom, appreciate you, bro. It's a mouthful on that High Noon ad, but you killing it. In terms of hockey puck, Tom, I want that off my plate. Give me some wild-caught salmon burger. I read a study. Some of them burgers got up to 17 different cows in them. I ain't doing that no more.
What do you mean?
A pack of ground beef got up to, 18, 20 different cows mixed up in it. That's too much mix for me. I ain't doing
Brian, you hear what this man's
suicide.
saying? Boy, Billy's had his final hamburger, Brian. Did you hear that?
I did hear that.
Matt Diskin, your
Tom, how
thoughts
about
on that? If I mixed 18 cows together, Matt, would that bother you, Matt, from eating a hamburger if I told you it was 18 different cows, Matt?
I mean, just grounded up ground beef. So probably not.
Boy, Billy going hard. Boy, Billy
Yeah.
going hard here. Boy.
Hey, Tom, how about you 76ers turning playoff P into Jalen B? That ain't bad, man.
All right, let's talk about this. Brian Hartman, I purposely have not asked you about this because I was on the phone with my friend Mike Tape, whose real name is Mike Tate, T-A-T-E. My special needs brother, Steve, calls him Mike Tape, as in Scotch tape. So I called Mike Tape last night, and Brian and Mike Tape had a three-way with me. I don't get too great. We had a three-way call last night because they're the biggest Celtic fans I know. Mike Tape has been following them since 1974. Both of those guys, Boy Billy, were equally pissed off. Celtic Nation is urinated off today. Boy Billy, what is your take on the Celtics unloading a superstar player to the Sixers for literally 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and something called Paul George, who right now is more of a podcaster than he is an NBA basketball player.
And he's put together with tape.
Your thoughts, Boy Billy, on that trade?
Hey, it's a curious move, man. I mean, Paul George, he's decent, but he's been hurt, and then he's got the drug suspension. He hasn't played good. He, just barely brought himself back to any kind of tradable asset late in the year. But Jaylen Brown, Finals MVP. Only thing is that salary, that's $60+ million. You know what I mean? So, Tony, it's tough, man. I don't think it's a good move for the Celtics, though. I think they got fleeced a little bit.
I just wanted to get something for him. It doesn't bother me as much that they moved on. It just get more for him. Paul George? Is that
Brian,
really?
did they trade him? Is it going to come out? Because I hear that Jaylen Brown doesn't like Tatum doesn't like Brown at all. Is borderline jealous of him. Brian, do you buy that as a Celtic fan? And will that reporting come out eventually?
Yeah, I've heard smoke about that there has been some, and some other players that have played there have gotten really along with Tatum a lot better and easier than they got along with Jaylen Brown. That's something that's no secret.
Oh, listen, I think that's the case with our own Grant Williams. Grant Williams is extremely close with Tatum and not so much with Brown. I think Brown is kind of a brooding guy. I think he's like he looks. He looks like sort of a brooding fella, and I think he's got like this brooding deal, but he's not the most efficient player in the world, but he plays hard on defense. He's a very good two-way player. I think he makes the Sixers relevant, Boy Billy. Am I talking myself into that, or are the Sixers relevant now with him?
Hey, they're better. If Embiid stays any kind of healthy, they're a serious threat. That's always the X factor with them. But, Edgecombe, Maxey, and Brown, that's about as good as you can get 1, 2, 3, to be honest.
Yeah, I call him MB because I have a brother that calls him MB, EMBEE. But yeah. MB is another guy. He's held together with baling wire and duct tape, and they need to keep him in bubble wrap till about March. That's what I would do with him if I were the Sixers, because he's built like one of those marionette puppets that you buy down in Mexico. Avocado from Mexico. Do you eat avocados, Boy Billy, since you're an aficionado of fine foods?
All day. Ever since the drug cartels partnered with the farmers and started putting them and dropping the price, I'm in on avocados. Love them.
Go! All right, Boy Billy. Are you a hot dog eater, or are there too many nitrites in hot dogs? See the way I just said dog? What's happening to me, Brian, right now? Hot dogs. Brian, what's happening to me? What's going on with Basilio? I'm reverting.
Water.
Boy Billy, do you drink table water?
I drink the hot dog water, but I won't eat the dog. Tom, I got to talk about this Bosnia thing.
All right, let's talk about the Bosnia soccer game, the kickball last night.
Hey, down to 10 men, and we put the Bosnians in the Hertz locker, baby. They couldn't get a goal on nobody. No rental car for them boys. And I got to say, I'm glad to see them boys up out of there. Back in 2019, someone from Bosnia, Hertz, and Covina hacked my eBay account and put me down for about 10, 12 days. Had to call eBay about 70 times over a whole week to get my account back. And I still got a grudge against those guys. Couldn't get them out of there quick enough.
See, I'm going to tell you something about Boy Billy. He really is an eBay seller. He really does make a living in the secondary market. I highly respect it and appreciate him. And I believe that's a true story, what that man's telling you.
100%.
Now, Boy Billy, how do you...
I still don't even know what happened.
James Daniel Live's dropping knowledge. He says the Celtics are 40-6 in the last 4 seasons in games where Tatum played and Brown didn't. How do you respond to that?
They've always had a little bit of trouble working together, man, and fitting in because they play almost the same position. They both need the ball. It's like my turn, your turn. It's a great way to win a lot of games. You can split the minutes during the season. But when it comes down to it, man, they won a championship together, and that's a big deal. And they're in the top 2-3 seeds in the East every year, and they're in the conversation. It's like UConn basketball. You may not be the winner, but you're there when it's decided. You know what I mean? It's tough to break up 2 guys that talented in the NBA.
James Daniel IV, I think Boy Billy makes a pretty good point. If I won a world championship with those 2 guys, I would try and figure it out. Here's the other thing about the Celtics, though. They recently changed ownership, and I think they wanted to get a little light as well, lighter in the wallet. The weird thing is with the Sixers, earlier in the day, the Sixers let Kelly Oubre go in the free agency because they allegedly didn't want to go over the cap. And Sixer fans were just eviscerating Josh Harris. And the Sixers just sat there all day and let it happen, and they were getting ripped on talk radio, the whole deal. And then they sprung that trade on the NBA. Did either one of you guys see any NBA insider that had Jaylen Brown? Because you guys follow the league closer than I do. Was there any NBA insider out there that had him linked to the Sixers at all?
No.
Brian, did you see that at all?
No, I did not.
Did you, Boy Billy?
No, it's panic trade, man. They knew they screwed up not getting Giannis. They had to do something. Just vibes was off, and they panicked. Did it too quick, man.
Boy Billy, what do you think of Tennessee's Adidas uniforms? Have you seen them? You're a guy
Hate it.
You haven't seen it. You didn't go online and look at it.
It don't matter. It starts with Adidas.
Well, no, you got to go.
Out.
You got to keep an open mind. And I want you to go look at it, and I want you to report back to me on Monday. Rice fans. By the way, Boy Billy, I have a question for you. Avocado from Mexico. Kiffin's Wreck Lexus wants to know if you're surprised about the low resale value on Miro 7s. It's a sneaker.
Nah, because, I mean, back in the day, you know, it's so limited. Nobody really is, like, up on them. It's like this next generation, they don't know what that shoe was. And anytime Nike remakes one of the classics and, you know, redoes it and puts out a larger quantity, it ain't going to hit the same. These kids don't know the story. Sneaker culture in itself ain't doing the same. People out of money, rent's high, groceries high, all that, man. So it ain't going to sell like it once was. But, you know, it is what it is, man. It's a popular shoe, but it don't have a classic look. It's not like something you can just wear with an outfit. It's just like more of an art piece than it is just like an outfit piece. You know what I'm saying?
What do British Knights go for from 1985? If you can find British Knights. Are you familiar with the British Knight? That's what I used to wear.
Yeah, I know BKs all day, baby, but I ain't seen them for sale.
Are they rare?
Probably. You might be sitting on something. You can find some, Tom. Go find your storage.
Well, no, I want you to score me. I want you to score me a pair because that's why people buy. People my age buy stuff like that. Boy, Billy knows us because they want to feel good and they'll pay tremendous prices for that nostalgia. Yes or no, Billy?
100%. The shoes you couldn't afford in 8th, 9th grade is the ones you pay $200 for when you're an adult.
You're the man. Thank you, brother. See that?
I got one last thing. Tom, you hang up on me?
No, of course not. Hang up on you. You're blog for us. You're a blogger. You're like Famiglia. Hang up on you.
I want to start a movement. I got a one-man crusade on the ride. I got beef with the city of Knoxville.
Hit it.
Bring back Boomsday. That's it. I'm out.
Boomsday was not a Knoxville thing. It was a WMYU thing. It was a thing that was owned by a radio station. The group no longer has the deal. And Boomsday is, it was a radio promotion. WMYU. Was Jeff Jarnigan there at the time? No. Was he? Do you guys remember, Brian? Do you remember WMYU? And what was it on the dial, Brian?
I don't think I do.
Matt, do you remember WMYU?
I do not, but I certainly remember Boomsday.
Some people want Boy Billy's eBay ID. I'll get it to you. All right, here we go. Matt, your thoughts on Boy Billy's phone call?
Very entertaining, and as always, and brings some good information to the table.
You looked at that Adidas website, Matt. Your thoughts on what you just saw?
Yeah, it's just looks like the orange. They've got the right orange, and not really a ton of changes, to be honest, with the uniforms. Almost look pretty identical. I mean, I guess the numbers are a little different, but as long as the orange is correct, that's the most important thing.
See, I agree with that. And you heard yesterday Adam Sparks tell us that they took meticulous. They went to extreme lengths. Like they went to extreme. I'm talking like the American dream extreme lengths to get the color orange right. And I got to tell you something. I respect that. So I got no problem with it. 865-200-5402 if you want to get in the hunt and in the mix with us. And in the mix and in the hunt. Pretty next level. All lines are currently open. You're not going to leave me hanging for doing a show on the day before the 4th of July holiday, are you? I mean, you going to call in, come to our barbecue, tell me what's on your hamburger. I mean, Boy Billy coming to the barbecue and saying, I'm not eating something that's from 50 different cows. I mean, what do you like? What do you like, evolved or something, Boy Billy? What are you kidding me? I mean, you're Boy Billy. Take the burger, put it in your mouth, put something on it, cook it to a temperature. Hughie likes his burgers partially alive. Matt, could you eat a hamburger medium rare like that? Could you do that, Matt?
Yeah, I could do it. Don't prefer it, but it's a little underdone for a hamburger for me.
All right, you and I have no idea, Matt. Let's just talk about Brian Hartman like he's not here. What's Brian Hartman going to say, Matt, that what does he like his hamburger cooked? And what's he put on his burger, Matt? And we'll find out on the other side.
I think he's pretty close to you on the well done side.
Okay.
I think he'll go with some cheese.
Right.
Some pickles.
Right.
And maybe some mustard.
I'm gonna say Brian likes everything on us. I'm gonna say he likes ketchup, mustard. He puts a little mayonnaise on his bun. He likes his bun toasted because I think Brian likes to toast his buns. I'm gonna say that he likes spicy brown mustard on his burger. I'm going to say that he likes it probably well done. And he probably puts provolone, provolone on his burger. And we're going to continue with more on the other side. My name is Basilio. I'm driving and doing my show on Route 1. It's pretty exciting. I'm going to get my brother. So we continue with more right after this. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contracting. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting. He doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he definitely prefers Dos Equis. That's right, the most interesting man in the world has returned, and he's more interesting than ever before. His phone is addicted to him. All of his teeth, all are wisdom teeth. So raise a Dos Equis to the man, the myth, the legend. And remember, stay thirsty, my friends. Dos Equis, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Like our 2026 football Vols, score a T3TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times, 80 proof of vodka, delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades, like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's Premium Vodka, T3, Tennessee's Premium Vodka, distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Baseball fans, it's time to step up to the plate. Look your best. Get some new Tennessee gear from Alumni Hall. Alumni Hall has the best selection. Top brands for you to choose from this season. Look, it's nice and warm outside, so get into any of their 6 air-conditioned East Tennessee locations. Shop online, download the app, grab your Tennessee baseball jersey, your hat, your decal, maybe a t-shirt, and they have so much more. Earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Go Vols and shop Alumni Hall, your ultimate Tennessee shopping destination. Touch them all with Alumni Hall. Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition, top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got 2 locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org. And both locations, we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
It's official. It's summer. And how does East Tennessee do summer? With your Knoxville Smokies, of course. Only 5 homestands remaining. So if you haven't been to a game yet, what are you waiting for? This week is a huge week with all-you-can-eat Wednesday, Knox Vegas Thirsty Thursday, Friday fireworks, and then Saturday, we're celebrating our country's 250th birthday. America's favorite pastime and fireworks. Is there a better way to celebrate? And come meet Bluey on Sunday. Don't miss the fun. Get your tickets now at smokiesbaseball.com.
The High Noon line of hard seltzers is always a winner and always next level. High Noon vodka seltzers come in 14 flavors with real vodka and real fruit juice. Only 100 calories with no sugar added, and it's gluten-free.
Personally, I'm partial black cherry and pineapple.
14 flavors.
That's as many bad takes as I've got in a week.
In the mood for a kick? Try High Noon vodka iced tea in 6 refreshing flavors,
Including peach and lemon, green tea, and half and half.
Feeling adventurous? Check out High Noon tequila seltzer in 6 refreshing flavors, including my favorite, blood orange. High Noon real vodka, real fruit juice. Live like the sun is always out.
Brought to you by High Noon Spirits Company. Must be 21 and over to enjoy responsibly.
All right, Brian, what are we taking? You're at my barbecue. What do you got, Brian? What are you putting on your hamburger?
Well, tomato, possibly ketchup and mustard. Yep. I like avocado spread on there. And really maybe some shredded lettuce, maybe. But I don't like whole, like just one big sheet of lettuce. So the lettuce would have to be shredded. And no mayonnaise.
Hey, Matt. Was shredded lettuce and avocado on either one of our Cinco cards. Matt Dixon.
No, never would have thought about it. So.
Shout out to Corner 16.
Brian, you a hot dog eater or no?
Yeah, I do like hot dogs
Brian,
with chili. I do like hot dogs with chili on them.
All right. Avocado and tomato on a burger. Hey, I put tomato on a burger, and I would put avocado. Big dog in West Tennessee. Don't go hating. Don't hate the player, brah. Good stuff by you, Bri. Let's go back to our phones. 865-200-5402. Let's get David in here. Is up next with us. David, welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony. How's it going today?
Great day, brother. Thank you.
Wonderful. Let's get the big thing out of the way here. The only way to make the hamburger is smoked cheddar cheese, A1 sauce, deli mustard, and heavy pickle. Got to keep that thing simple. And on the hot dog, you and with kraut, you got to go kraut, spicy mustard, and also smoky cheddar cheese on a nice quarter-pound all-beef hot dog with a split-top bun. Only way to live if you're doing a cookout, especially.
See, you're my guy, man. You like flavors.
You better.
Yeah, I like flavors. Yep.
You got to build that stuff.
Here's what I do on a hamburger. Hey, I go jalapeno peppers on my. I go jalapenos on a hamburger, and a little bit of chili too. If I can get some chili, I'll throw some chili on my hamburger.
Well, if I'm going to throw chili on anything, I'm adding just a little bit of that Chipotle smoked Tabasco. Like that's that nice little bit of flavor in there without overheating it. Provided by the local grocery because they're taking care of me and my family.
Quoting the rapper Andy, let's go. That's great, man.
Go. But what's calling about it is I used to work around sporting goods a lot and worked with a company that provided uniforms to Tennessee, and then transitioned to Adidas. And not going to run Nike down. I've just not had a lot of luck personally with Nike products. But Adidas was extremely focused on making sure that they always addressed the Tennessee tradition, that they kept the orange right, even to the point that when there were complaints that the orange colors or the numbers weren't visible on the uni, they would not go to black. They went to a dark brown to respect the fact that Tennessee did not want black on the uniform at the time. So they actually went to a rich cocoa brown to outline the number to respect Tennessee's wishes not to have black on the uniform. So not really, again, not trying to run Nike down, but Adidas, in my experience, has always been highly respectful of not just Tennessee, but just the legends that they work with and the brand. They don't want, I mean, that's again, 15, 20 years ago. I don't want to say it's the same, but you know what I'm saying? Just trying to share a little bit of knowledge there.
So you were in the industry basically back then, and you know this for a fact, right?
Yeah. I specifically worked for the company that made Tennessee's uniforms prior to Adidas. And then Adidas contracted with us and continued to make them after they took the contract. But at the time, we were making uniforms for, you know, a good percentage of high schools and Division II basketball, football, baseball, softball throughout the U.S. It was based here in Knoxville. I think you actually bought some materials from us or some product at one point. But so that to say, Adidas worked with us, and after Tennessee, they worked with us on some other colleges. Oklahoma, some others. But yeah, I mean, I just always found them to be a really highly reputable and respectful company. But again, personal experience, but again, that was 15, 20 years ago. I don't want to say it's the same, but you know what I'm saying.
Hey, David, the power of marketing is really something, right? These Adidas people have folks brainwashed that their stuff is a lot better. Isn't that amazing? Don't you think that's an amazing thing?
Well, yeah, and again, I'm not trying to run any product down, but you know, probably the best marketed product in the history of sporting goods has been Under Armour. I mean, they're using similar to the same materials everybody else, but they have a price delta because they put the logo on it. Adidas and Nike do the same, but you know, a lot of times all those materials are coming from the same weaver, the same mills, just how they. And there's some difference in construction. I'm not going to say they're all sewn the same or use the same weight material, but if you're same weight, they're probably coming from the same mill. And I mean, but there's a lot of branding there. You got to cover the fact that you're paying millions of dollars to professional athletes to wear your stuff. That's not getting paid for, you know, being sold in a mass market. That's clearly you're paying for the branding. And, but you know, I don't want to go into the details because there's probably still some NDAs here, but I know that there was a time when a brand was looking to change the New York Yankees pinstripes, and they pitched an idea that changed the pinstripe. You can't touch that pinstripe. That's a legendary product. The same with changing Carolina blue, or a Kentucky blue. But it was the idea that if we change it, everybody has to buy a new uni, right? You know, that color changes, and nobody wants to be wearing the stuff that's old. So. Yeah, the power of marketing is large. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you there, Tony. You probably have another point there, somebody else to talk to. So.
No. I just think the power of what they've done with the swoosh, and because people really think it's different, and they've convinced them. And look, I'm not here to tell anybody, but I'll say this: if you go over to that website today. Which, boy, Billy was so close-minded, he wouldn't even look at the website. He proclaimed Adidas guilty today for some reason, and that's fine. But that's the power of brand loyalty. And, you know, they did a hell of a job getting Michael Jordan 42 years ago, to be specific, where they brought all this into the modern era. And I think when I look over it at that website today, it looks to me like Adidas went to great lengths to get this thing right. That's what I see.
I'm going to tell you, I haven't looked at the website. I'm planning to do it after work today. You know, I'm employed in a different industry now, so I don't follow that industry quite as close. So it'd be very transparent on that. But yeah, I mean, I'm still engaged. Of course, I have experience in that industry. I'm still interested. You know, I look at uniforms a little differently than the average person and look at how they're cut and sewn and that kind of thing. But all that to say, yeah, the brand loyalty thing is huge. I mean, you've got kids in high school and middle school as they look at schools where they're going to go that will move with the brand. You know, they've been going to a camp of a certain brand since they were in 6th and 7th grade. And they're like, well, you know, I guess I'll just transfer to this other school to stay in the same brand. And you're like, they're more loyal to the brand than they are their program, their high school, their college. And I mean, we see that in a lot of ways. And again, I'm not running anyone down for making a dollar, right? I mean, I'm a capitalist like all of us, but it's just the sense of sometimes that brand loyalty goes past just the quality of the brand. It's more about, it's part of their image and it's part of their life, and they can't separate their self from that brand.
And thank you, my friend. Good talking to you.
Yeah.
Hey, when you do me a favor, I want you to.
Thank you yeah. Thank you so much. Always an honor to spend time with your family. So.
Thank you, brother. Report back on Monday, David. I want to hear your thoughts on it. And thank you. Appreciate the sentiments. Yeah, I'm going to pick my brother Steve up here. He's going to go to the record store. I asked him last night, I said, Steve, how pump are you? Because he used the word pump. He says, I'm 2,745 pounds of pump. So, Matt, that sounds like a lot of pump, Matt, when you're 2,000, whatever the number was, 740, whatever his number was. He's pretty pumped, Matt, if you feel what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad you get to spend time with him. I know it's a special experience for you. So, yeah, that should be a lot of fun. You'll have a very enjoyable afternoon.
He's gonna get, he told me, 65 45 records, 65 of them, he told me. Like by half the store. I'm gonna need like a wheelbarrow to get him out of where I'm going. Boy, I'm turning Yankee up here, Bri. Let's go back to our phones, get Blake in here. Blake, welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony, how you doing?
Hey, how's my boy doing in the beautiful scenic city? I bet it's smoking hot in Chattanooga today.
Oh, you ain't lying, man. It's a hot one. It's been hot all week this week. It ain't going to get any cooler tomorrow either, but luckily tomorrow and Saturday it'll be time to get out by the pool.
Yep. This weather's brutal, man. This
yeah.
weather is taking no prisoners, brother. Taking no prisoners.
Oh, yeah. I know it's hot by the grill, too.
I'm really thinking about making my statement and cooking. Did I miss my brother's turn? No, surely not. Did I arrive at it? I think I just went past it. What are we going to do with me, man? You know it. What's on your mind today?
Hey, what about USA last night?
Oh, man. Brian, I can't believe they threw that guy out of that. I just can't believe that kid got that red card, which mars the tournament.
That's what I was going to be getting at.
They're going to try to appeal, though, and see if they can get it rescinded, which they have to do.
Really? Is that the news?
I believe that's what I've heard, yeah.
Has that ever happened? Because I was texting with the great Cam, who's played soccer all over the world, and he told me that's one of the worst pieces of VAR, one of the worst. He said it was awful.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And I've seen that exact kind of thing happen a couple times in this World Cup, and it's not even been looked at.
No, not even called a foul or yellow or carded or anything.
Yeah, I mean, Messi accidentally was in a situation where that happened, and they didn't dare go look at that and throw him out of the game.
You can't do that on.
No, they didn't. Well, you can't do it with great players, guys. You can't do that to a great player. First of all, he's a great player. Yeah. Secondly, he's a great player. Thirdly, he's a great player. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Had an absolute breakout of game one of the World Cup. Stepped up big. Had a great first half last night. Really, realistically, almost had 3 goals. Had that offsides, and I thought he should have been kicking a penalty shot. And then he ended up scoring that other one.
Exactly.
He was on his way to a big night.
Well, it's kind of like the show today.
You see that free kick?
Yeah. Oh. Brian, you watch a lot of the beautiful game. Brian, you watch a lot of the beautiful game. Was that not one of the prettiest set pieces you've ever seen, that he could dip that ball up over the wall and then put it in the far post, Bri? Is that not one of the prettiest free kicks you've ever seen in your life?
Yeah, it was. It was incredible. And they needed it. They lifted them.
To get it up and down that fast.
Yeah, it's just it was a great moment, and it pretty much sealed the game. Despite the fact they were a man down, they won 2-0, and they were played that way for 30+ minutes and still never gave up a goal.
Yeah,
I
was texting.
Put us down like that.
Yeah.
I love seeing them step up.
I can't wait. Listen, don't count the Americans out on Monday. This whole thing about, the star's gone. This is what our country's about, man. When the chips are down, we rally around each other. I don't care what political party you're in. I don't care any of that stuff. When the chips are down and you deal us a blow, we're blowing you back, man.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's gonna get it on Monday.
And Belgium kind of snuck away with one. I thought they were down and out. They kind of snuck away with it. They've not looked their best this World Cup. Don't count us out on Monday, like you said. I think it's going to be a good game.
I found the defending to be utterly disgraceful when you're up 2-0, Brian. That was a disgrace to soccer.
Senegal had such a great game up until that point, too. I hated it for them.
They just blew it, man.
Yeah, Belgium was down 2-0 in a knockout game against Japan, I think 8 years ago, and came back at 1-3-2 late. So they've done this before. If they get down 2-0, don't count them out.
And those two goals were in the matter of like 2 minutes, getting close to the 90-minute mark. It was like, I think it was like the 88th minute. They scored the second one, 89th minute.
That keeper coming off his line like that and leaving that goal open is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in the moment. It was just idiotic is what that was. You know what that was? That was like that BYU game when we let those DBs get behind us. When we let those receivers get behind us twice, knowing what they were trying to do. You don't come off your line like that, man. I mean, it's just horrendous.
In the Georgia game last year, we had that same guy get past us 2 drives in a row.
Yes. I mean, some things you just and I'll tell you something, that's going to stick with their fan base for forever, man. Because you don't do that.
Yeah, especially in World Cup.
But you boys have been
around every 4 years.
Thank you, my brother. Hey, what are you putting on your hamburger on the way out, man?
I'm sorry. He left.
Oh, did I blow him up?
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian. Matt Diskin, on the way out, anything else you care to add on America's 250th birthday? And will you be taking in some fireworks this weekend?
I mean, I'll probably watch fireworks. I don't partake in it, no. Got a dog that doesn't like fireworks, so that's always an adventure too. So, but no, it should be a fun weekend. Hope everybody has a safe and happy 4th, and get geared up for this. It's like the round of 16, right?
Yeah, Monday night.
Yep.
Sweet 16.
It's fun to embrace it, guys. I know people are mad at me for talking about it and mad at us. Look, we mixed in a lot of great football conversation today, a lot of great college stuff. If you look at this through the college prism and you think about what it means to people, and you think about how it's just such an amazing spectacle, and you just take it from that perspective, you can watch it and enjoy it. You're a sports person. You're a sportsman or a sportswoman if you're listening to me, or you just like great entertainment. But either way, the great William Pattison's on the way next here on Fan Run Radio. My name is Basilio. Check us out at tclub.team today. Byron wrote a really great piece about women and men in sports and the whole issue with transgender folks. I thought he wrote a great piece over at tclub.team today. The Czar went there today. The Czar went there. Check it out. Here is The playbook will impact
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio. You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville. Fan
Whoa.
Run Radio.
Check. That's I did that, you know. And here's my next thing. Ready? And what I do, Brian? I blew it 5 times. What I do there? I'm blowing up the birthday cake.
I was
NIL is 5.
I was hoping you weren't joking.
Now, Cinco, I made a wish. What I wish for, Cinco, with NIL? Did I wish that it would go away? Or did I wish for 5 more years of NIL, Cinco? You know me. What I wish for?
Oh, knowing you for as long as I've done, you are the king of chaos.
Yep.
You love an absolute tornado to go through the NCAA and Russell stuff. Yep. So I'm going to go with 5 more years.
This has been
my
fun.
final answer.
Cinco, yes or no? This has been fun.
The NIL?
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's the NIL and the expanded playoff. I think it's the most compelling time in college football that I can remember.
Take the poll, Cinco. And by the way, the great Watson Brown's going to join us here coming up. Sean, 2 days ago in the World Cup, I don't know if I've ever seen a day of sports like that in my born days. This tournament, look, they let too many teams in, but when they get to that knockout round, I'm not sure there's anything better in sports, Sean, than that. And I'm being serious.